Just waiting on the bot, folks. Eventually. Bye. Bot's apparently tired today. There's bot in chat. There it goes. Bot's feeling slow today. So, hello, internet. Doing back to Clue tonight. Felt in the mood to get back to it. But first, got the Soto blog. And by the Soto blog, I mean that's the wrong window. Thank you, OBS. Thank you for picking the wrong window. Soto blog this week. So, you just saw a peek of it, but follow up on Chronicle 2, we've got Soto Chronicle 3 coming out in May at retail. So we're getting 3 retail sets, which is cool. And this is probably the last retail set we're going to get for Gaim Chronicle. The rest are most likely going to be premium. What did Tommy pin? Oh, okay. I was like, what did he pin in chat? Because I just saw the notification that he pinned something this morning. Oh, but he pinned the stuff we need for TGSR for the next few weeks that I posted. Good. Anyway, so for Chronicle Gaim 3, we are getting, first of all, Kiwami. And it looks pretty good. Really nice, wonderfully painted. And it will come with a hand for Kachidoki to wield the Kiwami lock seat to replicate the Henshin. But it also comes with the DJ gun in gun mode and in big sword mode with the Muso Saber. That's pretty cool. We're also getting Hell Ryugen. You know, Yomotsu, Hegure arms, just Hell Ryugen. But it looks good. Got the Budo Ryuho molded in the same, like, maroon that the rest of the suit is in. They also, the Budo armor on this one is apparently redesigned to make sure it doesn't clash with the helmet, since they were having issues with that. But it will also come with the Invest Axe and the Invest Staff. So, that's cool. And lastly, Lord Baron makes retail. And he looks pretty good. They had to, like, bring the detail down on his suit a bit from all the lines and stuff that are in the suit, because that's just not replicatable at Soto's scale. But he still looks really good. And he comes with his sword. And it also comes with a broken version of the sword and a broken banana spear to replicate the final, the second to last episode. But while this is 8 boxes, and these 3 figures account for 6 of them, the last 2 boxes are Weapon Set 1, which will give us the Dai Maru, the Banana Spear. I don't remember the names of all the weapons. The Melon Defender, the Budo Ryuho. What are the names of the other 4? 1 second. Thank you, arms weapons. I was about to say there's a see, Ichigo Kurenai, the Pine Iron, the Mango Punisher, Kiwi Gekkarin, and that's going to be all in set 1. And it looks like the Budo Ryuho is the one from Hell Ryugens, because it's the one molded in the brown, in the red, not in the purple. But it's also going to come with, but the second set will come with the Muso Saber, the Sonic Arrow, giving you yet another Sonic Arrow in your collection of Sonic Arrows at this point if you're getting Chronicle Gaim. I think this is going to be your, like, 9th individual Sonic Arrow. Probably, like, 12th or 13th if we're counting both the premium, if we're counting the premium set as well. But the DJ gun, let's see, the Kagematsu, which is Kurakage's spear. What is in Kurakage's spear? Kagematsu Shin. Okay, that helps. The Dirty Noko, and just for reference, even though there's only one pictured for both the Kurumi Bombers and the Dirty Noko, which are Bravo and Knuckles weapons respectively, they will be coming with 2 of each. So don't worry, you will get 2. And lastly, Donkachi, that's the name of the hammer. They get the Donkachi as well. And also, interesting enough, the Muso Saber, the Sonic Arrow, both come with a Lock Seed loaded on them, I believe. And I think there's one more weapon that does. I think it's the DJ gun up top with Kiwami comes with Lock Seed loaded, I think. Or not. No, it's on the wrong side. It's on the other side, can't tell. Anyway. Some of these weapons are to come with Lock Seed inserted versions of them, just for variety. So, that's cool. Tons of weapons coming with this one, which is really cool. And over to Book 5 of Saber. The Shimi, that are the grunts of Saber, that have barely shown up in the show, are coming out. And they are incredibly stickerless, as the nameplate sticker for the stand is like the only sticker on this goddamn figure. Which is kind of crazy. But it's still just as well put together and stuff as the rest of Soto is, so that's cool. It's nice that we're getting another Mook figure. Yeah, that was pretty much it for the blog post. Here's some of the chibi figures in gold that they normally do. Soto blogs. Next week, more Book 5, so the next figure for Book 5, and I would assume the start of the product reviews for Gaim Chronicle 2, since that comes out next month, I believe. So I'm trying to get Winslow Green so I can chip away at the achievements on this game. But yeah, I will say, this is probably the first Gaim set I would probably buy outright. Outside of the premium set, which I didn't get before pre-orders closed because I was stupid and didn't think to do that. But it's really... But having, like, Lord Baron in Hail Ryugen gives you, like, 2/3 of kind of your villain, your Dark Riders, or your Dark versions of the main Riders. Which would be cool, because I assume we're gonna get Gaim, the Dark Gaim from the movie. So putting those three together would be probably a nice little display just to have. Since Zangetsu doesn't... Since Takatoa technically... Well, he does have a villain form. It's his... It's really his original suit, but meh. But three of those are cool. Would be really cool together. Gaim Kiwami is a get because it's final form. And then having a weapon pack is just like, hey, here's a ton of weapons to do like cool display stuff with. Like having the Melon Defender and in my head doing what Full Throttle did and giving that Melon Defender to Takatora. Or to like to Shin Sengetsu would be like a cool option to do. Waiting on Peacock. But yeah, like, this and the first premium set are probably the two, like, Gaim Chronicle sets I'd get outright. Because there's nothing really in, like, the first set I really want at the moment. Outside of probably base Ryugen to potentially do a custom with. I have Scarlet. I can't guess Scarlet. Alright. Me with gun. Damn. Damn. Good, another location when I have 3 of them already. Jeez. Ugh. Because what I want to do with Gaim, like, Chronicle-wise, is I don't want to get everything. Because, A, that's way too much, and B, I'm really not interested in a lot of like, intermittent material stuff. Like, it's kind of like with, like, X8 and Build, where I'm more concerned, I more care about, like, characters and, like, the forms associated with that characters, rather than everything. Oh, okay then. I mean, I know you have one of those cards already, Peacock, but okay, sure. But ultimately, what I want to do is I want to replicate the end of the soccer movie. So Gaim with pretty much all the rest of the heroic riders, more or less, of the series. So, the 2 Kurikages, Gaim, Baron, Ryugen, Zeketsu, Gridden, Bravo, Knuckle, Marika, and Kamuro. Like, I want a lot of them, but I also want to do, like, one step up and have them all be in what would be their, I don't know if I would say strongest forms, but at least their most up-to-date forms. So, like, the Kurikages wouldn't change, because they're just the Kurikages. And plus, I like the idea of, like, having them just be, like, bookending the teams. Well, that's helpful. We know Peacock did it. I guess since technically we have that new Gaim Gaiden that gives both Bravo and Gridden forms, I guess technically those, although in my head I would rather do I chase that? Let's chase it. Oh, we'll do Horseshoe instead. Kind of 50-50 yet. Ah, that told me all I need to know about that. Thanks. But I'd still like to do a custom with, like, put it in Bravo and give them Jimba forms to match up with Knuckles' Jimba form. Because I think that would be a cool visual. But with Gridded and Bravo both being premium, it'd probably be difficult to get a hold of copies of them to do this with. So, that'd be a pain in the butt. Getting the Jimba armor itself, no. Okay, Peacock, you have 2/3 of that answer. Love, please. You already did that guess, actually, already. Yeah, you did. And them in their forms, Knuckle in his Jimba form, Zangetsu in his Kachidoki form, Baron in his Genesis Driver form, Marika just as Marika. She doesn't really have another form, and I don't mind her having not having another form. Another form because she pairs well with, like, Genesis Driver Baron. And Takatora's in this Kachidoki form. We drop his Genesis Driver form, but meh. Yeah, Kamaro in this form, Gaiman, Kiwami, like, I think it'd be a pretty cool visual to have on the shelf, but it's gonna be a while because, like I said, with this, like, third retail set, I think it almost guarantees that pretty much every other rider in form in the series is going to be premium. Oh? Oh? No. And how they subdivide that out. Oh, I'd like to not think about it. I know I have a list of, like, I think it's a majority of the game stuff. It doesn't have, like, the most recent V-Cinema stuff. And it doesn't account for, like, anything else they could do that's outside of that, because, like, the fact that they did, like, the O's, like, AO's CSM form, and maybe are going to do more, like, definitely opens up the question of, well, a lot of the other ancillary game stuff from other, media, like, SIC, the novels, like, that sort of stuff, all that is not that hard to replicate. Even on your own, like, if you had the right figure in the right armor, you can pretty much replicate it. Like, 3/4 of the proto riders from the stage show are replicatable right now. And hell, I think you can almost replicate Zangetsu Kachidoki. Since we're gonna eventually have the Kachidoki armor, I believe, next month, and we've already gotten both Zangetsu and Shin Zangetsu, and I think the Kachidoki, the base suit for Zangetsu Kachidoki is regular Zangetsu. So just one of each of those, a little bit of paint, and it's pretty much done. All it needs is just a couple new stickers for emblems and stuff. And the new helmet, which you'd have to either mold yourself or 3D print it. Fucking hell. Getting nowhere fast. So yeah. Probably going to put a pre-order on Ami for this one soon-ish, whenever they drop it. I think when I need to double check. Sheriff's office is the only place. Right. Done? Fuck. Sheriff's office. Fucking hell. Yeah, the stands come out tomorrow. I haven't gotten an email from Ami saying, hey, pay your pre-order. Which makes me think I might not be getting those as soon as I think I am. Would suck. Of course, with all the premium stuff, or like premium on the table being for everything else going at the moment, it's definitely the question of like how the f is this gonna get split up. I'm almost wondering if they're not gonna replicate the CSM layout. Which part of me thinks would make sense. Because, like, you could do, like, a Charamont set. That would be Gridden, Bravo, and then their 2 upgrades from the V Cinema. You could do a Team Baron set? Well, no, not really. Because the only Baron form you have left at this point, if we're not talking Rider Arms, which I don't even know if they're going to do, but they're on the list because they're all fairly important enough because they're all movie forms and stuff. Yeah, Baron's only got his one form left, which is his Mango form. So, I don't know. I almost wonder if that kind of stuff is going to be, like, divided by V Cinema, so, like, the first V Cinema set would be... Oh no, Baron has his other form, which is his Ringo Arms form. Hell yeah. Another win for green. Like, if one of the premium sets will be V Cinema based, so it'd be Baron in Ringo Arms, Zangetsu in his Watermelon Arms, and then Idun in Tyrant. Yay! Another win as green. Means I need... I think like 6 more. And then, let's see, the second V Cinema set is the Knuckle Jimba form. Duke in his Sengoku driver form. Savior in Black Baron? Yeah, then you have all like the rider arms, 15, or like 6 different Apple riders. It is a mess, and I feel bad for the Soto team figuring out the logistics of how to put on all this material they plan on doing, because like it feels like a logistical nightmare of just like, okay, we've more or less done all the main characters of Gaim in all of their major forms, outside of one. In reality, we are now left with everybody else. How do we put out everybody else? And what has to be a... it's not, like, perfectly up to date, but let me see what the math on it is. Is it 40? Really 42? That is 42. 42... 10.5 sets. If it's like at most 4 figures a set. If it's like 3. That's like 14 sets? So like Gaim's been around for a while. Orchid? Orchid? There you go, Orchid. You're doing. Yeah. Yeah, Gaim having so much material on the table is kind of what makes me think that we're probably not going to get a new Soto Chronicle line at the moment. Because, like, O's technically has material left over for CSM stuff in, like, the Ride Vendor. Deno has more or less all of the movie villains to do, or all the movie stuff to do. Plus, to eventually give us platform. Specifically so the Soto Pop crew will stop talking about it. Because they will not shut up about it. Oh. Speaking of, Frozen Trials just put out a review for last week's Saber. Do I get to watch that after we're done? Let's see. Kuga's done outside of, like, the Beat Chaser and Beat Gorm set. Because there's nothing else for Kuga. And I'm not counting Rising Ultimate, because Rising Ultimate is not original series Kuga. It's Decade Kuga. It deserves to be in a Decade material. Whenever they get around to doing complete forms for Decade and DN, completer form for Decade, and Kivala. God, completer form sucks. But, That O's doubles done outside of like like Fang Trigger, and I guess the Final Form ride forms, but I don't know. I don't care about the Final Form rhymes enough to want Cyclone, Cyclone, Joker, Joker. Like, everything they've released for double so far, outside of that last premium set, is everything I could want. And even then, like, that last premium set they did, which is Axel Trial, Utopia Eternal, and Cyclone Axel Extreme, like, only one of I only want one of those figures out of that set. I don't need the other two. And I have incredibly no desire to track it down. Just for Axel Trial, just so I have all of Axel's forms. Like, no, Axel Booster, not Axel Trial. Axel Booster. Axel Trial's in the set that I have pre-ordered to paint Toy Star, and they're never going to fulfill. Okay, then, Plum. Okay. Well, that stops it. I was about to say, that stops at me regardless. And let's say that's all our Chronicle. I was about to say that's all our Chronicle lines. So outside of like theoretically Decade, but I just lump him in there because he's kind of this oddball. He was represented in Geo's Soto line, but not in the Chronicle section, but as Ride Plus. But he's still there. But anyway. I really kind of don't expect us to get another Chronicle set for a little bit, or another Chronicle subline until we are closer to Forzay's anniversary. That way, you know, that's the excuse to do all of Forzay stuff, since they've been doing a bunch of O stuff kind of as a part of the Chance anniversary stuff. So. Honestly, if they give me Forzay, I'll be incredibly happy. Well, Peacock got nowhere fast. And neither will I. Joy. Well, I'm doing this guess because of Plum, and we're gonna see how this shakes out. You show me green, I'm gonna be incredibly... Nope, you show me bullet. Alright. So the weapon was in your hand. And at minimum, you have to have Throne Room or green. You have to have one of those two cards. So unless you decide to show like 2/3 of your hand off that guess, or no, you showed your entire hand on that guess, like, one of those is it. But it's gonna take a bit to suss it out. Well, that's not new info, so that doesn't help. Oh, I ended up doing the notes for the show tonight. super late because while I woke up at 10 o'clock this morning, I was like, nope, going back to bed. And went to sleep and didn't get up till like 4 in the afternoon. And I was like, welp, guess I'm doing the notes late. Oh, and I have to, well, yeah, I technically have to add Mitsubo Jinrai and Zaya to my calculations of what's missing from Soto writer-wise on an all-writers list. Which that hasn't been too hard to update since, you know, only the most recent seasons are getting, like, new writers. Like, nothing old is getting new writers at this point. I say that, and then, like, the 50th anniversary is gonna give us, like... It's gonna smack us in the face with, here is a new Showa writer! Or, like, here's, like... Proto-Kuga. Properly, in, like, video form or something. Fuck if I know. I will say, I'm honestly... Well, it's probably COVID more than anything. I'm surprised we're not getting a new Spring Tyson film. But I guess it's because Shirakura is busy doing Zenkaiger, is why we're not getting a Spring Tyson film. Which is probably for the best. Because, fuck Spring Tyson films. They've all sucked. They're all bad. Like, it's what makes me nervous about Zenkaiger as a series, but... Like, if we don't have, like, a Spring Tyson film, I'll be happy. But I have to assume that... Presumably, probably the Saber movie will have some sort of anniversary thing attached to it. Which... You know what would be cool? Since 01 did, like, a 01 styled Ichigo in the form of Type 1, it'd be interesting if Saber did, like, a Saber rider that's themed around Kuga. Or has, like, the same theming of Kuga. You know what? Let's go Penguin. I still want to suss out those. Okay, so Scarlet was it. And you had Amulet, okay. Makes sense. Alright. But it'd be nice if, like, the first two rare riders had, like, their respective, like, some sort of, like, throwback to, like, the first Showa rider and the first Heisei rider. At least series-wise, because I know from Blade Raider that apparently people, like, tend to argue Shin's and ONJ's placement among, like, the Showa Heisei division. And I think even the writer Zukon at this point subdivides them out of the Showa section. The Showa section, because for those that don't know, there is a Kamen Rider Zukon, which is more or less a Kamen Rider encyclopedia, or wiki, more or less, that's official. And they've been slowly updating with new writers and stuff. And they recently did all of Ichigo, or at least the original series. And because of that, all of the show writers got listed, but it's only Ichigo through, I believe Black RX is listed in the show writer section. Let me double check. Yeah, it's just Ichigo, like, picture-wise, it's Ichigo V3X, Amazon Stronger, Skyrider, Super 1, Zekross, Black, and Black RX, since Nigo and Rider Man are a part of the first two shows. But Shinzen and J are actually listed in the other section, so they're kind of outside of them, since they are technically Heisei riders. By date, since the Heisei era started, I think it was some way into Black RX's run, I think? If I recall correctly. But I've heard from someone else that lumping them together with the show writers makes sense because Shinzen and J were the last things overseen by Shotaro Ishimori himself. So the show era is all of Shotaro Ishimori's original creations, and the Heisei riders are all the inheritors of his legacy. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that definitely means that Throne Room might be it. Because with that guess, that means that if Throne Room isn't it, it's off. Because Plum's other card has to be Potion or Crypt. That certainly complicates things. Also, I don't know how you define the Rara era if you go off that logic, but you know what? For simplicity's sake, I just throw them in with the Showa Rara guys. Just throw them in there. I don't want to get into an argument about like who should be where and what and all that. Scarlet steak. Yeah, we've got steaks. So. That's going nowhere fast. I was about to say, roll the dice. Yep, gets time. If we can. Ugh. Well, Scarlet gets us where we need to go. Guess amulet. Even though I already know what this is, it's either it stops here. Yep, yeah. Okay. Which means you don't have green. You don't have anything else but Crypto Potion. So that puts location like wide back open. We're still left 50-50 on weapon. Hard to say if it will be potion. It could just as likely be crossbow. Well, crossbow's kind of weird positioning wise. Might be crossbow. Might get some info here. Okay, so Peacock's got Banquet Hall. And Scarlet has main entrance. Which leaves those two open, but that's your third card. It's your second card. Okay, you have a check on one, so I can't eliminate everything else on your card at the moment. Like I could with Plum. That's fine. Happenstance got us Plum's hands, like, narrowed down that far. Plum, I know one of those cards is yours. You're not helping. Okay, there's Lab. That's one of Orchid's cards, finally. There's Graveyard, there's another one of Orchid's cards, and now we're down to 3 locations. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Crypt, of course. Ah, fuck off. Okay, so he definitely has one or the other. The question is, which one? I'm gonna say you have Potion, don't have Crypt. And it's Crossbow. Damn it! So you have Crypt. Which means you don't have Potion. Which means Scarlet has Potion, which means that's her entire card. Her entire hand. You have Mustard, which knocks out yours. Which leaves us... Ugh. On the hard 50-50 with no evidence. The hard 50-50 with no evidence, but we're gonna take the guess anyway. Hey, Flame King. Scarlet. Crossbow. Ooh. Bedroom? Fuck! Let's see who wins. So Plum had... Plum had... Or, no, Peacock had Plum. Blech. Right way around. You actually have Orchid. Which leaves us... Not much when we made our guess, so it wouldn't have helped. Don't mind the void, it does this when you lose. That's information we already knew. Ah, boy, Orchid. Yep, and she's got it. Does she? Depends on her location, because I think she's got the other two. Scarlet. Crossbow. You got it. I figured if I didn't take the 50-50, I would lose. So I had to take the 50-50. Flip the coin. If I called it right, I won. If I called it wrong, I lost. So let's see if Tommy was going to hop on yet for us to do TGSR. Maybe, maybe not. It's probably going to tell me to do one more at the moment. Yep. One second, folks. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Dog decided to steal a box out of my room. Oh, 012. Two locations, that's kind of helpful, because it narrows down their location faster. I love how the smoke texture is popping in and out of the background that should be in. I was about to say, Scarlet, you're gonna... Alright, you're finally done. Whoops. Start a game and I can swap over. It stopped with us. doesn't eliminate anything, but it puts it possible 50-50. One of those gets eliminated. Oh. Pretty much go anywhere off that. Super helpful off that one. Let's say gray and... Or that's not really a shot class. Bigger than a shot class, but... Sleeper car, okay, just keep giving me locations, game. That's repeat info. Can't really do question marks on that. In the false positive. Very slow game to start with. That stops at us on location. What about the other two? Don't you dare guess wrench. Okay. Alright. That's a 50-50 for us. At least the potential one. What you got for us? Hey, ooh! Ooh. Alright, so that puts it to a 50-50. That puts Peacock incredibly up as a possibility. If it's not in Plum's hands, which it could be. And Lamp's really up there. But then again, getting hit twice, kind of... That and Engine getting hit twice is just like a, that's probably in their hands.
Hello.
Hello. This game has gone very slow.
I see this.
So how were the episodes?
You can tell it's an older show. And you can tell that this is possibly some of the actors, like, first time done kind of deal.
Yeah, it's a bit on the stiff side.
Yeah, it's like no one really knows what to do.
Mm-hmm. Granted, it's not the worst. Even with all
No.
that.
Also, it definitely is not you. Because you've now ruled that out.
Hey, really?
Yep. Scarlet has your card.
Oh, yeah, I just saw that.
So that helps out a little bit more then.
Yeah. Of course you showed me Lounge Car. Of the things you could show me, you showed me the one that doesn't help me. Also, I'm probably going to be using a lot.
But that leans towards Lamp might still not be in Mustard's hand.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, then that means that he would have showed whoever else had guessed Lamp and Lounge Car.
Mm-hmm.
So you've only got 2 pings on Lamp, technically.
Yeah. I'll probably end up using a lot of Ryuki terminology for stuff because I'm not gonna bother trying to remember what these things are in the specific context of Dragon Knight because it's just the exact same thing.
I mean, we are pretty much watching Ryuki.
Okay, I
Like
will.
the backstory, I feel like is probably a little different, but yeah,
As someone who's watched Ryuki, this is a completely different series for all intents and purposes.
fair.
Like the whole concept of the whole plot of the show is completely different.
I mean, it kind of has to be half the length kind of concept.
Yeah. But like the writers, the writers and the action and how all that works, that's the same. But who the writers are, but like pretty much
it kind of has to be the same because they kind of whoopsed on one of them and didn't make the set they started in match the set that they were trying to match from Ryuki.
Yeah.
I noticed that and I'm like, so we went in the mirror and we also teleported halfway around the world. Cool.
Yeah,
Good work,
that happens.
guys.
That happens a lot. But like the plot and the characters and stuff, like you fucking throw out Ryuki's script altogether. We're writing something new, which is probably for the best because I didn't care for Ryuki.
I mean, to be fair, the whole time I was watching it feels like what kind of happens with Power Rangers, only maybe done better. Like I don't feel like it's as horrible of cuts the way they did it.
Sometimes, yeah.
It's one of those really within these first 4, even the dialogue in the clearly Ryuki battle scenes still kind of works.
Yeah.
Where with Power Rangers, it usually doesn't work.
Yeah, sometimes they give the wrong character the wrong personality to match up with the source footage. It's just like, this feels weird. Granted.
Yeah, and it feels like this time it could be possible that that's happened, but it's not as blatantly obvious.
Yeah. I will say, if you've watched Ryuki, you can definitely tell where, Kit does not match up with Shinji at all. Just those small times where I'm just like, okay, this is a Shinji scene because he's acting like Shinji and not as Kit at all. Because they are 2 very different characters, and I can say this, I like Kit more in 4 episodes than I did in the, 13, 14, 15 some odd episodes I watched of Ryuki. Because at least Kit feels important to the plot, unlike Shinji, who just inserts himself into the plot because he fucking feels like it.
Fair.
Whereas Len is not that far off from Knight. I'm just like, you kind of just made him the same character.
Actually was.
I'll be honest, the 2 of them are not far off from each other. The only difference is one of them isn't as much of an asshole to Ryuki off the bat. Like, Lin is not as much of an asshole to Kit as Rin was to Shinji. Which makes sense, given the context of both series.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't realize there was a detail in the episode until I was reading notes from the wiki, and I was like, oh yeah, I spot that now. I don't know if it's on purpose or not.
What?
In the scene where Kit is going over his cards, and I think it's like the third episode,
Yeah.
he's going over his regular cards, but on the table, you can see his survive cards. Like the cards he shouldn't have access to unless he's in his survive form. Now, given the context of the series when it comes to survive modes, it could be considered foreshadowing. But also, it could just be a oops, we forgot to not put these cards on this on set.
I would lean towards the latter.
Yeah.
Of that was a whoops, and then after a little bit, they were like, "Oh well, that'll work too."
Yeah.
I feel like that was a whoops when shot, but when editing, oh well, that'll work.
Yeah. Because they don't because you can barely see him even. Well, I lost. I'll get all my Windsor Green eventually.
Maybe.
I need 6 more. And I need 9 wins with Plum, 10 wins with Mustard, and 10 wins with Scarlet.
Oh, you're achievement hunting.
Yeah, because that's the only achievements I have left that I can actively work towards that aren't just play video game, because my 5th one is roll the dice 2,000 times.
So it's play video game, the achievement.
Yeah, I'm at 1,636. It's not the nice number yet. Not quite.
Ooh.
Yeah. Pull here. Someone I follow on Twitter who's just now trying to do streaming stuff made the fatal oops of, oh yeah, I forgot to install the game before I started streaming. Well, I guess we're here for 40 minutes while the game installs.
Crap.
Oh no. What
I
happened?
did the thing I usually do when we change shows.
What?
Forget to get something for the title card kind of deal.
Well. Also, unfortunately, there is no monkey rider, so the shorthand I'm doing in all the notes can't be referenced.
Ah.
Oh, and just so you know, the Japanese audio tracks that these releases have don't include the Japanese theme song, which I'm disappointed by because I wanted to listen to it. It's sad. Okay, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I found something, maybe. Apparently that's just on the IMDb page.
The thing would be I'd have to do weird cropping.
Yeah. Ah, yes. Let's use a screenshot from the Wii game.
I mean, might as well.
Crap, I lost it. Where'd it go?
Actually, I can make that one work. Ha ha, OBS. Very funny. Wait a minute. Really? That's how we're gonna do this now?
Is it being dumb?
Oh, it extremely was. That'll work. I got something.
Okay. Oh, ready for me to transition over then?
I guess.
Alright, I'm gonna take the stream down. We'll be right back with TGSR for the week, folks. Stay tuned.